Welcome back to Hotham's Apiary. I'm Jason Hotham, and in this video, I'm going to be performing the first inspection of the spring for colonies 1 and 2 to see how they're doing and how they made it through the winter. You won't want to miss it. All right, so we'll take a look at colony number 1, then I'll look at colony number 2. Today, my daughter Olivia is in the house with me, and she'll be helping me out, maybe. We'll see. What's wrong? That's a bee.
Really close to my ear.
That's just a bee.
I was scared I was in
It's
my neck.
fine. It's only a bee. All right, so I'm gonna give the colony 1 a few puffs of smoke from underneath the hive through the screen on the floor. Just to let them know I'm coming. And also here a little bit. And the first thing I'm gonna do is, what I always do in the spring is I clean off the bottom board. So let me grab my hive tool. What I do is I just crack it open. And I'll place this to the side. And it actually looks pretty good. There's a little bit of webbing here probably from some wax moths, but there really aren't any dead bees here at all. There's some propolis on the bottom here, some old wax, but it actually looks really good. So I'm just gonna go over it real quick with my hive tool and just try to clean it up a little bit. So I think what I'll do is I'll take the entry out. Oops. So I'll clean this off because it was kind of sticking. Just briefly scrape it off. Then I can put it back on. Being careful not to squish any bees. Okay. There we go. So that looks pretty good. I can go ahead and scrape off the propolis off the edges here. For some reason, there's a little bit of a gap there. I'm not sure what the problem is. All right. So, great. And now I can go ahead and take a look underneath. So here we can see the bees have a nice cluster here. This entire area here, lots of bees. Olivia, take a look. Here's some water condensation on the edges, which means that they're probably in brood, and I imagine they are. There's lots of bees. Watch out, Olivia. Step back, please. Go ahead and take the plastic covering off. Give them a little bit of smoke. Now, what I can also do now is I can take out the empty frames that had food on them, but are now empty, the ones on the outside, and I can replace them with some wax foundations. Yeah, there's lots of webbing on there from wax moths, but it's also empty. And what I also want to do is I want to center the brood nest, which means I want to place the brood towards the center of the hive. side, there's food on here. Looks pretty, well, it's nice and clean. They're cleaning it out nicely. There's also a really nice food frame there. But I don't see any brood on there. Wow, a lot of bees. A lot of food on there. Some pollen I can see inside the cells, but still no sign of brood. I'm also, yeah, if I see the queen, that's great, but I'm not looking for her specifically. My queens are not marked, but that's just my preference. So this is not yet the brood nest. This is still food, although there's pollen on this side. But no brood. Okay. Already? This is much lighter, so this is probably going to have brood on it, I imagine. There's lots of pollen. There is brood. Okay, there's larvae. Look in there, Olivia. See the little, do you see the little squiggly eggs? Yeah. Or those are not eggs, that's larvae. Yeah. Modern. So let me see if there are any eggs, fresh eggs. Yeah, there's eggs on this side. So in this area here, is that even on the camera? Yeah. In this area here, there's quite a bit of eggs. Oh, there's the queen. There's the queen right here. Oh, did she fall down? No. She was just scurrying along here.
That has pollen.
Wait, look, watch your fingers. I just saw the queen. Where did she go?
Trying to eat you.
No, she's not trying to eat me. Well, I saw the queen briefly, and then she just went to the other side real quick. She's a young queen. She was hatched last year. This is the split from last year that I made. So, all right. And now that I have identified the brood nest, then I'll move these two over to the center and fill in the space with wax foundations. Let me give them a little bit of smoke because they're a little bit, I'm not sure what their story is here. Yeah, there's capped brood on this side, there's open brood. So, looking pretty good. Lots of bees over here, wow. Wow, these bees are really starting to fly out my fingers. 1, 2, 3. Good. And put some plastic on. Cover them back. So, all right, then we can go now to colony number 2. All right, so colony number 2 has been something that I've been worried about because they just were eating a lot of food and they seemed to be really loud whenever I was checking on them. When I gave them some new food, some emergency food, they seemed to be really loud, and wasn't sure if maybe they were queenless. So now I'm going to take a closer look. And here, right away, I can see that things are different with this colony. There are lots of dead bees in here. A lot of dead bees. The bees normally will start dragging their dead outside, and that's okay. But hopefully they're not too weakened right now. So I need to get a bucket with my trash can. Alright, so put that back on there. Alright. So now I'm going to take a closer look. Hopefully they have a queen. But same principle here. Checking to see where the brood nest is, checking to see if the queen is even existing, if she's still alive. Right away, they're already kind of loud. They're buzzing quite a bit. I've also been observing them from the entry and noticed that they're not bringing in a lot of pollen. So that could also be an indication that they don't have a queen because there's no brood. But they're bringing in some pollen, so it's not as if they aren't bringing in any at all. This is also a reason why it's recommended for beginners to start with at least 2 colonies, because there you can get a better idea. You can compare notes, so to speak, between different colonies, and right away I can see, well, here's some nectar in here, which is interesting. So it seems as though, or is it, yeah, it's nectar. So I'll keep that one in there for now. And it looks pretty clean. Here we have some pollen, but no signs of brood. It's too far on the outside anyhow for there to be any brood on here. And one thing, that's to mention here is that a colony that does not have a queen in the spring, that means that they will probably have one of their worker bees start laying eggs. But the problem with that is that when the queen or when the workers lay eggs, they're not fertilized. So they will end up just laying drones. A lot of food in there. Food only. Yes, this was the food frame that I actually gave them a few weeks ago when they were running kind of low on food. And that's when I began to notice that things didn't seem quite right with them. Nothing in any of these cells as far as brood goes. And also I don't see a queen on here. I've had difficulty seeing inside these cells. They're really dark on the next couple of frames. The cells are quite dark. You can see this is some older wax. That's why I brought a magnifying glass today, so I can see if I can look down a little bit deeper into the cells. Here's also just food, really. And of course, not having a queen marked makes it, difficult to spot her. So, not seeing any signs of the queen, no brood. Man, that's not going to work too well because I don't have the sun. I don't want to shine the sun through the magnifying glass into the... very well polished cells, though, which means they're, making places for the queen to lay her eggs. Just that she hasn't yet done it. Okay, that's nothing here. It's also just nectar and pollen. So, yeah, it would have been really nice to have found the queen, or at least signs of her, but does not seem like that's the case. Nope, nothing in there. Nothing. I mean, I can look again here, but I'm not saying that they're a lost cause yet, but no sign of the queen. And this colony was the colony that had the old queen from the split last year. So she may have died during the winter. And when I say old, I'm not sure of her age, but it was the original. So it was the queen from the split. Okay, I think I'm just gonna close this one up. Oh no, I have one more frame I can take a double check on. After the queen's patrolling around in the outer comb. Does that sometimes. Alright, so that was it for Colonies 1 and Colonies 1 and 2. Alright, that's it for this video. Looks like Colony 1 is doing quite well. They're by far the strongest of all the colonies. They have really good genetics, so that's good to know. Colony 2 is, I don't want to say a lost cause, but no sign of the queen. They're quite loud, not bringing in a lot of pollen. Those are kind of all the signs for me that they don't have a queen. There's not a whole lot I can do about that right now. I can wait, I'd say, one more week. If I don't see any signs of a queen after that week, what I can do is I can basically take those bees and I can give them to another colony, and at least those bees will find a new home. So yeah, if you haven't already done it, please hit subscribe. More great videos will be coming out to you as soon as possible. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and have fun beekeeping.